Good morning, everyone. Sometimes I forget that I'm not in the South anymore. With these warm days where the sun is intensely beating upon my skin, feels so good. And then you wake up the next morning and it feels like winter again. Got the gloves on, not quite cold enough for the beanie, so that's good. I could wear the beanie, but I would start sweating, and then I would just take it off, so no point of it. If I get too cold, I have this hood at least. But it's about 38 right now, 37, something like that. Just got everything torn down. Actually here, just letting my hands warm up a little bit before I hit the trail. Keeping them in the puffy here, nice and warm. Of course, not right now while I'm doing a video clip because I'm holding the phone. That doesn't help circulation at all. But I'll be on the trail here in a minute or two. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I did about 23-ish miles yesterday. A little over 3,000 of elevation, I believe. Just a lot of rocks, wasn't a lot of climbing. There was climbs, but they were short climbs. Today, I got about 24, 25, something like that, to Delaware Water Gap, the end of Pennsylvania. I'm going to try to get there today, but I'm also not going to push to get there today. So if I end up camping overnight and then just treating it as a Nero tomorrow, I might do that as well. I'll figure that out as I go, but I have plenty of time to get there today. I just don't know. I like getting in early into a town versus late because then I feel rushed and I don't want to do a Nero and a zero. So I might push till tomorrow, or I might get in tonight and just take a zero tomorrow too. They do have a church there that has a hostel for hikers that's donation based, so I might stay there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know I need to get my air pad figured out, and what I'm going to do for shoes, because I need shoes here pretty quickly. I have some at home to be sent. They won't get here quick enough. I need to get it taken care of here in the next couple days, because these are pretty worn down now. But yeah, that's about it. Just getting on the day or getting the day started, getting on the day, getting on the trail, and gonna have another beautiful day. It's pretty sunny right now, a little cloudy with cumulus clouds, but not overcast or anything. A little bit overcast over there, but not right here. So we'll see what the day brings. Take it as it comes. It's only going to be in the mid-50s today, so not quite as warm as it has been in the 60s the last couple of days. But it goes right back up to 60s, 70s, 80s. So it's spring, and this is the mid-Atlantic, and it's still April. So it is definitely going to have these bouts of cold and winter, especially the more north I get. But I'm here for it. Let's do it. Finally warmed up enough to take my gloves off. Still not warm enough to take my puffy off, but it's getting there. That sun hitting my face is starting to get me a little warmer. It's crazy. To start out in the first 60 days, I probably would say 80 or 90% of my nights were in the 20s. And it's like high 30s and 40. Can't believe how cold I was this morning. The tent wasn't wet. The sleeping bag wasn't wet. So it wasn't a humidity thing or a moisture thing. Just cold. I don't know. Could be a little dehydrated from yesterday. Sometimes that gets me cold. I did not eat a warm meal last night either. I know that's weird because a warm meal is only going to keep you warm as long as it's in your mouth, I guess. Once it's down in you, it's the same temperature as everything else in your body. So I don't really know I don't know the science behind that. But for some reason, eating a warm meal does seem to insulate you a little more. Probably just better food, better calories. I got in so late last night, I just ate a bunch of stuff. Peanut butter, cheese, combos, donuts, electrolyte drink, as much as I could eat before crashing. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't had any big inclines because in Pennsylvania, so haven't really got the blood flowing that way. And it's probably been a little flatter even than normal starting off the day. I have probably the same amount of incline as I do any other day out here, like 2,500 or 3,000. But that's over 26 miles, so not a big incline day, obviously, coming into Delaware Water Gap. But the rocks, you know, get you moving. Lift a leg down, lift a leg up, lift a leg down. Just having a hard time getting warmed up, but I'm getting there. I can start to feel it now. That puffy should be off any time. And then probably won't be long after that the base layer is off. But it's been a good morning so far, cruising at about 3 miles an hour. If I could keep that up, I'll definitely get into Delaware Water Gap at a reasonable hour, which I would be happy about. But just cruising along right now. And I had something I was going to say, and I can't remember what it was that I was going to say. So, oh, I remember. I just stopped to take a pee at the side of the trail, and I looked around, like as I was doing my meeting. It's not a business meeting, so I don't know what to call it. I guess I was just taking a pee. Watering the lawn. There we go. I'm just watering the lawn. But as I turned around, I realized I was right next to a campsite. Like, lucky for me, there wasn't a tent right there. That would be a show that I did not want to give anyone. And I'm pretty sure whoever would be in that tent would not want that show either. So luckily, there was nobody there. I didn't even realize there was a campsite right there. I mean, I wasn't peeing on the campsite. I'm not saying that. Just, I was facing that direction. It was off that direction. And I was right there. So, and while I was there, I also noticed something else. Like, not something I normally do. But then again, I don't normally eat whole pizzas because pizzas don't normally mix with my digestive system too good. But a couple days ago, when I had that pizza at the 501 shelter that I had delivered out there, I used my orange bandana here to wipe my mouth because there was no napkins or paper towels or anything there. So I was using that to, wipe the grease and sauce from my beard and mouth. And I hung it on my backpack. I totally forgot that I was using that for pizza sauce. So the whole thing smells like a pizza. And it's been carrying it around in my backpack. I don't care about during the day. That doesn't matter, but probably not the smartest thing to hang that from your backpack as your backpack sits outside your tent all night long. Oh my goodness. So I guess that means no bears have come by in the last couple nights, because I'm pretty sure they'd be hanging out with Fortune saying, "Yo, dude, where's the pizza? Gonna need some of that pizza right now, brother." Sometimes you just don't think, and this was one of those times, because I would normally put that inside my bear can, at least at night, and I totally forgot that had pizza smell all over it. So it's funny the things that can happen as you're taking a pee on the Appalachian Trail. Or rather, I should say, it's funny the things you can think of as you're taking a pee on the Appalachian Trail. Little opening on top of the ridge. This is looking kind of southeast. Beautiful Beautiful views down into the valley. Looks a little busy down there with some roads and big old distribution center, factory, industrial area. And this is looking on the other side of the ridge, kind of looking in a northwest direction. Much more mountainous and rural on this side. Those trees almost look like it's fall. How long have I been out here? As I get closer to the end of Pennsylvania and the beginning of New Jersey, I'm doing some reflecting today, and the food has been great. The farmlands have been spectacular. Oh, what beautiful farmlands, especially in that Cumberland Valley area. I mean, looking down into the valleys from the ridge lines is beautiful, but walking through all that in the bright green spring, warm air, beautiful. Have had pierogies, which is kind of a staple here. Have had something called potato filling, which is mashed potatoes, or it's like stuffing that's made of mashed potatoes. Has the same flavor, like cut up celery and herbs and spices like stuffing would have. Absolutely great. Again, another staple here. Birch beer, which is a staple here. I think that's pretty much it for like the Pennsylvania style thing. But when in Rome, you know. But here's the thing. This has a really close place to my heart. And I don't think I've ever really thought of it in all the times I've been in Pennsylvania until this hike this year. And that's the fact that one of the many nationalities that make up fortune, one of those is Pennsylvania Dutch. I heard about it all the time growing up from my dad on his side of the family. We didn't live in Pennsylvania. I was born in Indiana and grew up in Ohio, and all my relatives, as far as I know, lived in Indiana on his side of the family. So I don't know if we have any relatives or if that was our ancestors that lived in Pennsylvania. But obviously, it's in my blood, so I don't like sauerkraut. I definitely don't like sauerkraut. And I know there's probably no Amish watching this video right now, because I don't think you're allowed to with your rules. I don't know. But the Amish that I've known, no electricity, no electronic devices, but times change, so who knows. But I've always respected the Amish and their simple way of living. And, no frills, just the way it used to be in the olden days when you work, you eat, and you have family, and you care about those you love, and you take care of those that you love. That has always been awesome to me. So, I'm rambling, I know, but that's always been a special part in my life, and most of the things that have to do with Pennsylvania has a special part of my life, very similar to the terrain in Ohio where I grew up, except probably a little more hilly here than it was there. Just a beautiful area. I have thoroughly enjoyed the rocks this time. Climbing the rocks, especially the big rocks, kind of skipping around, hopping around on them. That's been so much fun. And I'm still getting my 20 miles in each day. So for you naysayers out there that say, oh, you won't be doing that when they get to Pennsylvania, guess you're wrong. But that's okay. I'm not doing it to prove you wrong. I just know who I am, and I know my body, and I know if I go at a crawl, I'm still going to get close to 20. I mean, obviously that depends on shelters and campsites. Sometimes it behooves me to stop a mile or two earlier. or go 5 miles past. I don't know. It just really depends. But I know my body, and I know that I like to keep going as long as I possibly can. And I don't mean physically, I just mean daylight. And then sometimes pushing even further on those short winter days. But that's when my body feels like it's been a good day, is about the time I've gotten to 20 plus. That's 15, doesn't feel like I've moved, doesn't feel like I've done anything. And then I'm antsy, and then I want to keep going. And I know what I need to be able to rest and everything else. So I was able to do that here. I know that I might not be able to do that everywhere I go, and that's fine based on weather and everything else. I don't have rules. I don't set myself up for certain things that I have to do. I just do what I do each day. But it's been a great state. I'm not quite done with the state yet. Today has been a little bit more annoying, only because it's a lot more of the type of rocks I'm not a fan of. The little small ones that are pointy or they roll. Not a whole lot of rocks to put your foot on and get a foothold. And then there's a lot of leaves wrapped around the rocks or on top of the rocks, which make them slick. So I'm not a big fan of those. But here's the thing. Last year, when I came through Pennsylvania, I had like really jacked up feet. So painful of feet from south of Shenandoah and north. And it always got worse. And I'll tell you what, 2 things that will make you not like rocks. And one is, I mentioned yesterday's video that when I'm in a hurry to get somewhere, like I'm going into town or something, and I feel like it's slowing me down, it's never slowing you down as much as you think it is, but it feels like you're crawling and you're never going to get to town. And again, I'm talking about me. Obviously, everybody's different. But the other thing is, when your feet are jacked up, the rocks just make it worse, make it miserable. So there are times that I don't like the rocks when my feet are hurting, like last year. This year, my feet were doing pretty good, even though my shoes definitely need to be replaced, like pronto. It's still like walking barefooted, but not paining me. And I was able to, just be a lot more comfortable. So what I have to say about that is the frame of mind also plays into the part of Pennsylvania rocks. So if you're coming through here, if you have a through hike, I'm telling you right now, this state is quite awesome. The rocks are awesome. The climbs are awesome. The ridges are awesome. If you get in the right frame of mind, you can really enjoy this state. If you come in thinking, oh my God, rocks, oh, I'm going to hate this, blah, 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 guess what? You're going to hate this. Obviously, there's other factors that go into that too, but that's just for my experience right there. Free your mind. Live life. Enjoy it. Live it as much as you can. Don't complain about it and be in negativity, or the best you can. We all get negative sometimes, obviously. But just try to enjoy it, because it's a beautiful place, beautiful state. And Pennsylvania did not pay me to do this video clip. It's a great little 200 and something mile, 250, something like that, 270 maybe, 230, I don't know, one of those. I've enjoyed it thoroughly, and I'm gonna enjoy New Jersey thoroughly as well. I've rambled long enough on this clip. We got a long day still ahead of us. I think there's about 18 more miles to go. So still continuing on, just reflecting on what a fun journey's been for the last week or so. And in case I didn't say, because I think I started it and then went down a rabbit hole, surprise, surprise, where I was going with that whole Pennsylvania Dutch thing is, it's in my blood, it's in my genes. Feels like it's part of my heritage, even though it's a very small part of my makeup and my ancestry. A lot of nationalities, and I'm a mutt. German, Irish, Italian. I think there's some English or Scottish in there on my mom's side. I definitely take after the Italian side more than any of it, but then Pennsylvania Dutch as well on my dad's side. I think that's it. But maybe someday I'll do one of those DNA tests, see if there's some more hidden in there somewhere too. Not that it matters, but I don't know. Be interesting to find out, I guess. But yeah, it's part of my heritage, and I guess this is the first time I've really thought about that when I'm here. I love most of the foods except sauerkraut. I love the way of living, just love the region. Probably down deep somewhere, there's a little small percentage of me that says, ooh, this is my home. Here's $1 million idea for whoever has the brain or time to do this. Self-charging phones. And you're welcome. Check this forest out. That is gorgeous. Trees all very close. It looks like it would be deep and dark, but it's open at the top, so the sun's still coming through. Oh, wow, this is gorgeous. These are the annoying type of rocks. Pointed up, pointed right, pointed left. Your foot gets wedged, it turns one direction, the other part of your foot turns the other direction. You can get no momentum on these type of rocks. And of course, it's on a day when I'm trying to get into town by a certain point. So it could be either. Could be that the rocks are annoying, or that because I'm trying to go faster than what the rocks are allowing me to, that's annoying me. But I'm still thankful that my feet are not hurting too bad. So, but these kind of rocks are not as fun as the big ones that you can skip around on and everything, for sure. I think this is it. Yep, I see a blaze up there now. No blaze, and unfortunately the trail right now looks like everything else. It's kind of rocks everywhere, or these kind of rocks, I should say. Still making good time today, though. Almost at 13 miles, and it's about 12:30, so doing pretty good. Should be there at a reasonable time today, unless I decide to stop and camp for the night. We shall see. Crossed a dirt road and came to this kind of forest. I'm telling you, I love terrain change when it looks like you're just going from one scene to another. And the trail is much nicer here, not as many rocks. I think it was yesterday I said on the video that that's how Pennsylvania is. Just about the time you start getting annoyed with it, it changes and gives you a reprieve. That last little section, though, the beautiful forest that I was in, kind of wider trees and, I don't know, darker bark, just beautiful trees. But yeah, those rocks were some of the worst I've seen in Pennsylvania. And when I say that, I don't mean like amount of rocks. I just mean because they're the types you can't go quick on, with really nowhere to put a step without stepping on part of a rock at least, so it bends your feet all around. And that was probably the worst I've seen as far as how long it lasted and how many of them there were. That just made me slow down. So I don't mind them at all if it's kind of like this, where there's room in between the rocks that you can just watch and know where to step. But those when they're all different sizes and there's really nowhere in between the step, that's when it kind of bends your feet all around and can, hurt your ankles and such. So you got to be a little extra careful. But anyway, this part of the forest here, after crossing that little dirt road, it's just as amazing as that other part, except completely different. I dig it. I'll dig it, you hear? The trail has cleared up a little bit. Still a lot of rocks, but there for a while, probably 7 or 8 miles, it was just all rocks. You kind of twist your ankles left and right on each step. Nothing sketchy or treacherous, just annoying. Annoying? I don't know what word I just said there, but I meant annoying. Annoying? Making up my own words again. You'll have that. They're called fortunisms. But I got about 7 miles to go to town. Sitting at about 19 miles for today right now. Just went over a high rock area, very similar to like a nice edge where you just basically go across the top, up and downs on the rock. Went real well over them, except for one. Banged my knee right into a sharp corner of one. One of those ones that feel like a stubbed toe, just sends like excruciating pain through your body for about 10 or 15 seconds and then feels much better. Definitely have like a cut on the skin there, but we'll see how it feels tomorrow. I mean, everything's good right now. It's like not injured or anything, but I hit it pretty good, so it might be a little sore in the morning once the adrenaline of the day runs off, whatever I'm trying to say. There's somebody shooting guns close to me, gun range. That always is kind of annoying to me, hearing that. But besides that, everything's great. It's been a lot of the same all day. Ridge walking, you've seen some of the different types of forests. That's kind of cool when things change up. Like here's some little flowers that haven't really been anywhere else. Some rocks, some not rocks. Today's definitely been more rocks than not. Hasn't been too much cruisy trail. The trail's cruisy, but these sharp pointy rocks definitely make that slow because you don't want to trip on them or stub your toe or twist an ankle or anything on them. So besides that, it's been a great day. Nice and sunny. Definitely 50s, maybe up to 60. Not as warm as it was yesterday though, but that sun can be a little intense, especially when you're just non-stop moving. But like I said, about 7 miles to Delaware Water Gap. It's gonna be some good views coming up into the gap. But for now, just pressing on, getting those miles. This beautiful view down into the valley. Bright green, colorful trees, and water, and a nuclear plant in the background. That is crystal clear today. Keep walking through these little gaps here. Goes up something about that high and comes down here. And another one over there that I just came from. Almost like a meadow with trees on it. Getting closer. 4 or 5 miles, I think, to the Delaware Water Gap. I'm ready to sit down and relax. It's gonna be a 26-mile day by the time I get there. 22 miles in the books already. With about 3 miles to go, I am really enjoying this road slash trail that goes right down the middle of a ridge. Its ridge drops off there and it drops off there. No trail going off from the road right now. This has been going on for like half a mile or so. I'm hoping it goes on for a nice long time because it feels really good on my feet, and it would be a really nice way to end the day and to end the Pennsylvania journey, even though I don't really cross into New Jersey until my next day on trail. This is where it ends in my mind. And it has been fun. Today has been a little more gruesome than the others, only because of the small rocks jabbing into my feet. And like I mentioned before, when I'm on my way to town, the rocks do tend to annoy me a little more. And a 26-mile day of those small rocks is no small feat, for sure. I just said feet. Anyway, continuing on this trail and dirt road with grassy section in the middle through a good portion of it. I could see the Delaware River over there. You cannot see it, but you will see it since I'm going to the Delaware Water Gap. That mountain is awesome. Two things. First off, those two people that I just passed, they were very overdressed for the Appalachian Trail. I'm thinking they're just going for a nice stroll in this section. I don't think they're through hiking. Or maybe I'm overdressed. I don't know. Overdressed. Yep, that's it. I get confused with that all the time. Overdressed. Secondly, though, my left foot on the arch is itching like crazy. That is pure determination that drives me on, because that's not easy to ignore. But I'm like a quarter of a mile from Delaware Water Gap. The scratch can wait. Coming to the stop sign. That's Delaware Water Gap. I am going to go take a shower, take care of the itch in my shoe, eat some food, and watch some jazz. Woohoo!